Movie Crusaders, and welcome to our latest episode. My name's Sean Wasserkrug, and today I'm going to be reviewing the latest Netflix film starring Adam Sandler, Hustle. Now, for many people who don't know, I love early Adam Sandler comedies. You know, your Billy Madison's, your Waterboy, Happy Gilmore, Wedding Singer, all that kind of stuff. But basically, once he started to kind of hit the 2000s and stuff, I felt like his comedy started to kind of get very one note and really just not that funny in general. And then he joined Netflix, and basically kind of started making just whatever movies he wanted to make there. And outside of maybe one or two of these movies, I think most of them were pretty shit films. Uncut Gems, I know a lot of people put a lot into Uncut Gems, saying he deserved the best Oscar nomination. I think he put on a solid performance, but I think that movie is greatly overrated. And his comedies have all just been atrocious on Netflix. But when I saw the trailer for Hustle, I definitely kind of piqued my interest because it wasn't being delivered as an Adam Sandler comedy. It felt more serious, more kind of keeping Adam controlled with his actual story, and definitely left me intrigued to check this one out. It was definitely one of the ones that I was kind of more excited to see coming out this summer. The main plot of Hustle is you follow a basketball scout, played by Adam Sandler, who discovers a phenomenal street ball player while in Spain and sees the prospect as his opportunity to get back into the NBA. It's kind of like a Rocky-esque kind of film, but for the NBA, which I love the NBA. I've always been a fan of the NBA. I follow it pretty hardcore. So you throw in an NBA atmosphere with NBA stars in the movie, and you add a serious kind of role to this, and you kind of have my attention. Adam Sandler, like I said, he plays Stanley Sugarman. He's a former player who is kind of a talent scout for the Philadelphia 76ers, and he finds this guy basically playing in Spain, who his name's Bo Cruz, played by NBA player, is it Juancho or Yanchero Hernagomez. He plays for the Utah Jazz in real life. Basically sees this guy as basically the next Giannis Antetokounmpo. If none of you know who I'm talking about, you're not an NBA fan, and you might not. This movie might not be for you. But because of Cruz's past, he's not being looked at by anybody. He's not being considered anything in terms of prospect by any chance. But Stanley sees something in him that he is willing to put his entire career on the line to get this kid into the NBA. And that's basically what the main crux of the film is. I think Adam Sandler puts on a great performance as Stanley. There are so many levels to this character that, to me, it's probably one of my favorite Adam Sandler performances ever. I feel for Stanley in this film, and every trial and ups and downs he goes through with Bo, I felt all that throughout this film, and I think Sandler does a great job. Hernagomez as Bo Cruz, like I said, he's an NBA player. He's not an actor, but I actually really bought into his character through most of the film. I actually think he did a very solid job, to the point where right now I think he's like third or fourth string on the roster for the Utah Jazz. Maybe he might want to consider becoming an actor. I actually could see him turning this into potentially a second career for him. I actually really liked his character story and all the ups and downs his character goes through as someone who wants to aspire to be something bigger and better, but is held back because of his past and what's going on with his current life. And I actually think that he did a fantastic job with the Bo Cruz character. Queen Latifah plays Teresa Sugarman, Adam Sandler's wife. She's fine in the role, but she's not really given a whole lot to do in terms of just being that supportive wife to Adam Sandler. Ben Foster, who I love in everything he's in. He plays Vince Merrick. He's the GM, I think GM/owner of the 76ers. He kind of basically plays this foil for Adam Sandler throughout the film. The rest of the cast, for the most part, are basically going to be a lot of NBA players. Some might be playing as different names, like Kenny the Jet Smith plays Leon, a former player and great friend of Stanley. He's obviously not playing Kenny the Jet Smith in the movie. He actually, I think, does pretty solid in the film. A lot of the other NBA cast, they're basically playing NBA players. So it felt very natural. They weren't trying to put on an acting performance in the film, except for maybe Anthony Edwards, who plays I think it's Kermit something. He's the number one pick potentially going into this movie. He tries a little too hard in the movie, but I mean, they're asking him to do dialogue throughout the film, and he's not an actor; he's an NBA player. But a lot of the aesthetics of the NBA is in this film. So if you are a fan of the NBA and you're all about this, kind of world, then I think you're really, really going to enjoy this film. If you're not a fan of the NBA and you're not a fan of this kind of world and how a player goes from a non-college player to a draft prospect and all that kind of thing, this might not be a film that you're really going to find that intriguing or that interesting like I did, unless you're watching it because of Adam Sandler, which, if you are, Adam Sandler is fantastic in the film, and I think you're really going to enjoy his performance overall. The rest of the cast might not be anything that's really going to make you really, love this movie, but I think this, in terms of Adam Sandler Netflix films, this and, I guess, Uncut Gems are clearly the two best movies I've ever seen him do on Netflix. Now, there are a lot of them I haven't seen because they just haven't piqued my interest, but Hustle, to me, is actually one of the more surprising films of the year, and one that I would definitely recommend and watch again. Like I said, because I love the NBA, and I think every performance in here is relatively solid. Going to my overall score, I'm going to give Hustle an 88%. The NBA aesthetics of this felt very real. It doesn't feel over the top. It feels very grounded with its characters. The trials and tribulations that Stanley and Bo go through feel very real, very natural, and both put on incredibly solid performances, if not really good performances, throughout the whole film, and I enjoyed it immensely. It's on Netflix if you guys want to check it out. I strongly urge you to if you like NBA. If you don't, check it out if you want. It might not be for you. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you guys did, go and hit that like, share, and subscribe button to the channel so you guys stay up to date when the latest videos pop up on the Movie Crusaders. And of course, make the follow us on all those social media outlets you see below. Currently out right now, my non-spoiler review for Jurassic World Dominion is out. The spoiler review with myself and Brian Michaels will probably be out tomorrow, as well as a franchise flashback where Brian and I go over the entire Jurassic Park franchise prior to Jurassic World Dominion's release. Next week, we'll be back with a actor, actress, director showcase where we will be discussing Chris Hemsworth, Jennifer Lawrence, and Steven Spielberg. And then following week after that, we'll be doing the Movie Crusaders Chat About, where we talk about the potential fall of Pixar, as well as movie reviews for Lightyear, Elvis, and Black Phone as well. So we have plenty of stuff coming down the wire on this chat, so feel free to check all that out here on the channel. And yeah, until next time, in case I don't see you, good morning, good afternoon, and good night, Movie Crusaders.
You're still here. It's over. Go home.